Welcome back to my channel, guys. It's an instant reaction to Arsenal versus Villareal. And I first want to say, people talking about Dalman stealing the show, people talking about we're not going to even finish top 4. Believe me, if we put in a performance that was similar to the one we played against Tottenham, I would be saying the exact same things. But I saw some different movement, different game plan in Arsenal that makes me calm down, right? Okay, so there are two perspectives that Arsenal fans have whenever there's a preseason game. They either say it's a preseason game, it doesn't matter, or they take it as serious as a real game. And I think, for me, I ebb and flow. To me, this is a preseason game where we've dominated the first half, utterly dominated the first half. We give up a goal off of Kivior being a little bit too fancy after our third attempt. It was our first time defending in the first half for the most part. And they get a goal, right? Nicolas Pepe, ex-Arsenal player, how it always happens. But to say we're not going to finish top 4, or to say the player of the game is Max Dalman again. Max Dalman, great performance, gets a shot in, beats his man 3 times. Wins a penalty. Okay? First half, Martinelli beats his man a couple of times. Could have gotten a penalty call. Creates opportunities. Saka's moving in from the right to the left, creating just a change in the defense. Saka probably wants to go up against different defenders. But to say that the whole performance was meaningless until Dalman showed up is blasphemy. We give up 3 goals, 2 off the fast break, all 3 in open play, and we need to tighten that up. But last season, what was our issue? It was not defense, right? So I loved this performance, absolutely loved this performance. Why? 17 shots, 7 on target, as opposed to last game where we only had 1 on target. That being said, we implemented a 3-2 or a 2-3 press, which forced so many countless turnovers in the first half, with Gyökeres, Martinelli, Saka, Nwaneri, and Merino leading the line up there. Merino had an incredible game. My thing is, the main switch was when 60th minute, when we brought in our subs, and then we started playing it down the right-hand side. And then, all of a sudden, the whole game we didn't play down the right-hand side. All these Arsenal analysts are saying, no, we played down the left-hand side more. I'm happy we did that. It looked better. We looked stronger. We looked just really strong, honestly. I thought it was one of our better performances in the whole preseason tour. We gave up 3 goals. Yeah, 3 mistakes. That has to be cleaned up. That's unacceptable. But when I'm seeing on the attack, which is something we've always been arguing about for the past season, is something that looks really good after this game. Gyökeres, his speed looks very scary. And in the right circumstances, ball at his feet, very scary. The ball at his feet, his ball control, his ideation when it comes to where he's going to pass the ball if he's not going to shoot. His desire to get on the ball and shoot. His one cutback central takes a shot off the defender. Nearly half volleys the ball for another shot in the beginning of the game. Merino, his ball control with the ball at his feet looked dangerous. Norgard had a very solid game in the first half. These players, Nwaneri looked incredible in the first half, creating such great opportunities. And we're not talking about Nwaneri, we're talking about Dalman. Granted, Dalman did have a good game. I'm not saying he didn't. But to say, oh, this whole game was trash, we're not going to finish top 4, Dalman is the only good thing that's to come out of this preseason, it's just not true. I think AC Milan and Villareal, we implemented some new tactics that bring excitement to me. We're moving the ball quicker. We're implementing a high press. We're winning balls off turnovers. In certain games, you have different players in different positions. Like you have Gyökeres to start against Tottenham instead of Havertz. He's taking that headed ball back from Norgard, and he's taking a shot on target. That's my instant reaction. My instant reaction is this was a good game in my opinion. I thought we looked solid for the most part, other than our transition defense and giving up those goals. But to act like it was a completely terrible, boring, bland, uninventive game is not true. Madueke came in, the ball wasn't on his left. We didn't move the ball to the left. I think we looked better in the first half than we did when we made those huge substitutions, honestly, when Dauman came on. I thought we created a good amount when Dauman came on because Dauman is a generational talent. But I think tactically we were way stronger in the first half. And I thought seeing our players in there, we looked a lot stronger than we have in recent weeks. And in recent weeks, in previous videos, I talked about how nervous I am for the season to begin. I feel like we lack depth. But then seeing players in there like Mosquera, seeing Timber's back from injury, Gabriel's back, did not have a good game, but Timber looks fairly ready to go. Madueke, the new signing, Gyökeres, gets a good 60 minutes and shows a little bit of what he can do, even in a low block, against a low block, which is something that we've never had a striker capable of doing in the past half decade when we faced a low block. And so he shows signs even in that, even in the most difficult of defenses to break apart. And then you have Martinelli, who I thought had a solid game. And Norgard, our new signing, who was very solid, creating some, just cleaning the ball up nicely and creating plays as well. Marino looks very solid in the midfield, which is somewhere we didn't see him implemented as much towards the end of last season, as he was our striker. Something I saw in the Tottenham game when Gyökeres came on was we implemented Marino and Gyökeres almost in, I don't know if you call it a double pivot as a 9, but two strikers. And then you saw Martinelli come more centrally in this game, and Gyökeres would push himself out wide to the left wing. I just thought we saw a lot of beautiful play from Arsenal, and we switched it up, and it wasn't bland, it wasn't boring, and I'm getting more confidence going into the season. That it seems almost as if there are just smaller things that need to be cleaned up, as opposed to we need to rebrand, Arteta needs to get out. And I have never called for Arteta out, but you saw signs of it last game against Tottenham. That was a terrible performance. We end the game losing 1-0 against our rival, against a team we're going to face in the league. Newcastle, we beat them 3-2, right? Like, we beat these teams. They're close games. And so I think this was an opportunity against Villareal, a team that we won't face probably at all the next season, and they're not in the league. So we probably won't see them for a while. So we're implementing these new tactics where we can actually train and try out. And in my opinion, they worked very well. 7 shots on target off 17 shots. And I thought overall this was a good game. That's what I have to say. I just have to get my thought out there that so many fans are overreacting. And I personally, moving forward as an analyst, a commentator, whatever you want to call me, I will not overreact. There will be moments like last week where I was very frustrated and thought we were boring and uninventive, and I was getting nervous. But to see that we've tried some new things in this game, I don't think there's any reason to overreact. When's the last time we've given up 3 goals in a game? I'm glad we did, because it means we're trying new things out on the attack, and we just have to clean things up defensively on the transition. Once we figure that out, we're in a very good position heading into the season. And also, what I was talking about a few minutes ago, the players look ready, the players look good, the depth looks good. Zinchenko, I wouldn't mind him coming on and playing some minutes for us. He looked decent. We gave up 3 opportunities for them to get their first shot, to get their first goal. That's our issue, 1,000%. But imagine that doesn't go in, right? Kivior clears the ball, it's still 0-0, and we're still on the attack. We probably get 1 eventually, maybe 2. And this is a completely different conversation. Then we're coming out and we're like, oh, this was a very solid performance. I just think we can't go based on scoreline. And people also overreacting to the penalty shootout. It's like, it's a preseason penalty shootout. Who cares if we don't score any? Genuinely. I think we're just overreacting, and this is my take. I'm not going to overreact. we look good, in my opinion. And I'm going against every single commentator in the YouTube world currently. And I will do that confidently because I thought it was exciting to see new things implemented. Finally. That's all I have to say. Let me know what you think in the comments. And definitely subscribe. I'm going to be doing these every single game. And keep your eye out for more content, more deep analyzing of Arsenal. And turn on post notifications so that you know when a video drops. Come on, you Gunners. Find what you love and let it kill you.